Okay, so on to the next track / performance in Sonia's Anthem series, man. We've been listening to classic tracks, man. So for those of you only joining us now, I suggest you go back and start from the beginning. You can start from, what was his name again? Kim Chang-won, and then we moved to Forest Tiller, then we moved to Stratovarius, which I loved that song. Bruce Dickens also was fantastic. Scorpions, that was my second favorite for the day. David Bowie, also loved that song. Space Oddity, and then, or Odyssey, whatever it is. And then Neil Young. What other Neils do I know? Neil Diamond. I don't think I've ever heard of anything of Neil Young. I have heard one or two Neil Diamond songs in the past. I can't tell you which ones they were because they were ages ago. But anyway, there's a message over here from Sonia that says Neil Percival Young OC OM is a 78-year-old Canadian and American singer-songwriter. After embarking on a music career in Winnipeg in the 1960s, Young moved from Los Angeles, joined the folk rock group Buffalo Springfield. He was also a member of Crosby, Stills, Nash Young. Okay. Well, now you've got the background. Let's go. These videos are gonna get blocked on YouTube.
I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were.
I've never heard this.
Oh man, look at my life. 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you.
Ooh, that is fucking fire. Like a coin that won't get tossed that's rolling onto you. Give me things that won't get lost. Right? Because obviously through the strife of life, that's what happens. We lose things. Everything we have in life is fucking rented. None of it is fucking permanent. It's all fucking rented. Your last suit won't have pockets. You're not going to be able to take any of it, essentially. So this is what I love about sort of good artists. Good artists are observers, right? They observe the world around them, and they observe the old, the young, and everything in between that, essentially. And then they sort of bring it to you in an art form that makes it digestible, right? Where you can actually metabolize it, and then afterwards you can listen to it, and then you, through your own sort of life, can find some relevance in that and sort of maybe metastasize it to a certain degree into your own existence, which I think is absolutely fantastic, right? And I like this over here where he's like, oh man, look at my life. I'm doing the same thing you have done, right? But the wisdom has been passed on, but because we're young, we don't fucking listen to the fucking wisdom because that's just the way it is, unfortunately, right? Youth is given to the young, and that's the sad part of life, but that's also the beautiful part of life because that's how you become wise when you're older, right? We'd rather be wise when we're younger, or we'd rather have youth when we're older because that's when we're wiser. But you wouldn't be able to have that wisdom without your stupidity of your youth. Do you know what I mean? So that's a beautiful way to like observe it. And it's kind of like, you've made these mistakes. I've seen them. You told me about them, and yet I'm making them again. I'm doing the same fucking thing, right? And that's unfortunately the irony of life. I like that. Let's go.
My life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. I want to look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Lullabies, look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. I've been...
Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. Why? Because I'm young. because things only mean something to me when I get older. Things only mean anything to you through an unbelievable amount of experience and strife. That's it, right? Because we take things for granted when we're younger, and as we get older, we tend to value things more. And we tend to value the things that really add something to our existence, as opposed to the mundane bullshit crap that we like when we're younger, right? The cheap thrills and shit like that, that tends to fade away, that tends to dissipate as you get older and your responsibilities increase, and then you start having a family and you have children and things like that. You see the world in a very different way, and suddenly getting the new iPhone isn't all that important, and suddenly getting all of the like a new car and shit like that isn't all that important. Just knowing that your family is happy, just knowing that you can have them comfortable and they can be around you, that is what means the most to you, right? So that's very, very cool. I love that line. Very, very cool. Again, an observer.
I've been first and last. Look at how the time goes past. But I'm all alone at last, rolling home to you.
Could be singing about his father as well, actually.
Oh,
It could be singing about his father, because I'm home at last and I'm coming home to you, or whatever he said over there, right? It's kind of like he kind of discarded his father's advice when he was younger, and now that his father's older, he kind of appreciates the advice, he appreciates the wisdom that was given to him, and now he sees it. Now he's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna come back to home base because you were right, essentially. So it's almost like giving him the appreciation and respect he deserves for trying to steer him in the right direction, I think. Anyway, carry on.
and take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. I want look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were.
And the crazy thing is that we have the examples. It happened. You have the examples. You see the rights or wrongs. You see the mistakes that were done. Right? When you were younger, you see the mistakes that your father went through. You see the pain that he went through. And yet, you know, we go and make those almost identical fucking sort of mistakes, essentially. Not in all cases, but you do go and make all those kind of mistakes. And your father will literally come there and say, don't do this. Just trust me. Listen, listen, I've been there. I've done that. I've got the fucking t-shirt. Nothing good can come of this. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, well, you don't know. You just don't understand me. You don't want to see me happy. Blah, blah, blah. All the bullshit stories that young people come up with. All right. And then eventually you get fucking whacked behind the head with a frozen trout. And then you come to your senses and be like, okay, well, no, okay, my dad was right. Do you know what I mean? But that's actually what happens as a child. When the child is young, right? When your child is young, you're his hero. So he, there's three stages to it, right? Where it's I can't wait. Let me just get this right because I don't want to get it confused, right? Oh, so idolize. Right, so you are your son's idol or your child's idol, your daughter, your son, doesn't matter, right? So step one, when your son is younger, idolize. When they get to their teenage years, they'll demonize, right? Because they start making their mistakes and the father's like, don't do this, and they start getting hard, and then they demonize their father. And when they get to their 30s, they humanize. They humanize their father and they say, you were fucking right. You realize that your dad was human and he was only just trying to protect you. Idolize, demonize, humanize. That's the stages that you go through. Carry on.
Thank you.
Fire. Fire, fire, fire. Actually, really, really like that song. Really, really like that song. You guys let me know what you think down below. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.